Bum ba dum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum bum. Hey everybody,
I'm
I'm Michael,
and today we're gonna talk about Indiana Jones Cryptic, a puzzles and pathway adventure.
and there are 3 adventures in the full set, and each adventure takes between 60 and 90 minutes to complete. So,
And it relates to the movies.
exactly. And this is from Funko Games, and it plays one or more players, and you can play it alone or with other people. What? You like that hat?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll put that hat back on then.
I mean, it's good. It fits.
It does. So let's take a look at what you get in the box.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
So the first thing you're going to see when this thing opens is this is not a normal game. It's divided into 3 adventures. And it talks a little bit about the different things you're going to find. In this game, you're going to find puzzles where you're going to try to solve everything. And you're going to use the back of the journal in order to look up your answers. And you're going to have pathways, sort of like Looney Quest. I know Looney Quest is a huge favorite of Steph's.
Love Looney Quest. I think a lot of people will be surprised by the Looney Quest mechanic here because a lot of people probably haven't played that. So I think it'll be a nice surprise for people.
So with Looney Quest, basically you are given one of these dry erase sheets like this, and then you're going to look at a layout and you're going to draw a path without the help of the actual layout underneath. Then you put this on top and you see if there's any collisions with anything. And if there is, then you're going to lose points.
Yeah, it's a visual puzzle. So you're going to get the pathway, and then I have to visualize how it's going to go and draw on here. And you have to interact with different spaces, and you might have to use some tools in order to do it. I don't want to give it away. So just
we're not going to totally give it away, but people have seen the movie, and I should say this game covers the first 3 Indiana Jones movies. And I sort of think it's a missed opportunity because they could have had maybe 3 bigger, longer adventures. That said, there's a lot of adventure puzzle thing in this one box.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be disappointed by it. So let's take the scene where Indiana Jones is on horseback going over these chasm jumps, trying to interact with each of these trucks along the way. And so Steph will, whenever there's a pathway going on, you have to be at least 1 dry erase marker away, and there are 2 of them, a black and a red, and you're going to use them for different things. For example, the black you're going to use to draw on the pathway, and the red you're going to use to either interact with something or do a jump, like over this cavern. So we're going to go along, and if you go off the road, you're going to lose a coin. You're going to be able to get these coins in the adventure, and this is basically going to measure how well you do in the adventure. If you don't interact with all of the vehicles, you will lose a point. If you don't jump over the cavern, you're going to lose a point, or rather a coin. So that is what happens, and then you're going to basically line this up and flip it over, and this is where I'm not going to spoiler it by flipping it over, but then you're going to determine how close your line came to the little danger zone. Sometimes you don't know exactly where the danger zones are because there are puzzles that are associated with them. So the puzzles are standard escape room type puzzles. For example, there may be red boxes like this, and if you can come up with a word that you should put in those boxes, then you're going to check the back of the journal, and if the word is not in there, then you have lost that puzzle. And basically all that means is that you're going to lose the coins for that puzzle. More difficult pathways or puzzles are going to be more coins. Usually it's between 3 and 5 coins, and you're going to lose one of them for a clue, all of them for a fail. So you can actually go through all of the clues and still get a rather high score. The clue is usually plenty enough to get you going in the right direction. Now, as I mentioned before, there is Covenant of Raiders, there is the Cult of Doom, and Quest for the Grail. All three of these packets are individual, and so you don't necessarily have to remember everything from one to the next to the next. And everything is resettable so that you could pass this game along to somebody else if you wanted to do so.
Yeah, the journal is nice. You walk through the different things you have to overcome, and it tells you how many coins it's going to be worth. And I think it's interesting not really knowing when it's going to end and how well you're going to do until that last little bit. There's a lot of really good. Obviously, I love the Looney Quests, so I took on most of the
Looney Quest pathways, and I did most of the puzzles.
Yeah, I helped out. There were a few puzzles that were not clear on what they were trying to get at, so I think that's probably like one flaw. Like there was one in particular that even after we looked at the answer, we're like, how did they even come to that answer? And it didn't make any sense. So there was one like that, but for the most part, the puzzles were fairly good and easy.
The puzzles, yeah, they are not super difficult puzzles.
No, but it's good for the family.
Yes, very good for a family setting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Steph said that she finished the last one of this the other day, and it was fun.
Steph Straw.
Steph Straw.
But I also
Steph.
Finished the other day.
And not Slovakia, Steph.
I know, because last Steph.
Hello, Steph. But yeah, I think that the diary is really well done. It's got this nice brown and beige look. But basically, there's a little symbol up in the corner that tells you if you're doing a pathway or a puzzle. And whenever it's complete, then you go, over to the back and see what happens. And there's little narratives that go along the way. Like, I did all the hard work, but wouldn't you know it, my arch rival Belloc showed up and took the idol from me at Arrow Point. So, a cute little narrative thing going on in Indy's diary. Field book. So anyway, I think that it was a super fun adventure, and unfortunately we can't play it with you on stream, but we can talk about it. So be sure to check out Indiana Jones Cryptic. Any final thoughts on this stuff?
Play it. I think it's a lot of fun, and obviously I'm a fan of the series, Indiana Jones in general. I should rewatch them.
Yes, absolutely.
It's what it comes down to is I need to rewatch them.
I need to make sure my boys have watched them, considering it's Father's Day and all. So
before this movie comes out, which is in a couple of weeks, gotta just make it all fresh again.
Before the fifth movie.
But this has helped because now I have an idea of what I'm gonna expect.
Yeah, absolutely. At least with the first three movies.
Yes.
So, and Aldi says he contends there are still only 3 movies, not 4. So, in any case, be sure to check out Indiana Jones Cryptic because it only covers the first 3 movies. Yes. So Aldi approved. And for those of you on Twitch, we will be
right back.